Hey guys, what's going on? It's Lefty from 643 Productions back again. It's been a while since you've seen one of these, huh? Yeah, I know. It's been a while for me too, but hopefully it'll be good. No gaming content upload today. I'm sorry, no upload yesterday. YouTube, I had to delete all my scheduled uploads. YouTube has been having issues with publishing things properly, I believe, out of scheduled uploads. So this video will serve two purposes. Number one, it will be a substitute for non-gaming content, or it'll be a substitute for gaming content, which will be non-gaming content, which I know a lot of you enjoy interspersed here and there, and I hope you all enjoy. If you do, please feel free to hit the like button. It does help me out. And the second purpose will be it'll see if a straight-to-public upload does indeed help out or help alleviate subscription box and publishing issues. So let me know if you saw this properly in your subscription boxes. But today is September 11th, a rather somber day. When more than a decade ago, September 11th, 2001, the United States, my country of origin, was horrifically attacked by terrorists, and almost 3,000 people, I believe, was the final count, not counting people that had respiratory issues, first responders having respiratory issues. And a lot of people, this is usually a day of remembrance for America, for the world, even people watching on the world stage, and I don't mean to cast a negative light on that. I'm sorry if what I may say does upset you a little bit, but please feel free. If you were directly affected, if you lost a loved one, I can't even begin to tell you how sympathetic I am. And if you were just emotionally impacted, the idea that life can be so fleeting and humans can commit such atrocities and be so violent towards other humans, if that affected you, that impacted you, by all means, remember this day. Because that is the mantra we hear a lot. Never forget 9/11. If that has happened to you, please, by all means, please never forget that humans can be so animalistic and barbaric towards each other. It truly is a sad thing to watch. But I think on this day that there is something that a lot of people also are forgetting that I wish they would also, or similarly, never forget. And that's that we've lost. We just have. And that's sad. On that day, September 11th, I believe a Tuesday, 2001, I remember I've heard about it in my first period class in high school, or second period, actually. And on that day, we were the victim we saw in action an act of strategic terrorism. Terrorism, as I see it, I could well and truly be wrong, as is the case most times. Terrorism, as I see it, has two modes, really, two select fires, really. There's the tactical kind of terrorism in which if you are a freedom fighter rebelling against a tyrannical government or a tyrannical occupying force, if your enemy is large and you are small and you can't afford to have a force-on-force battle, troops against troops, military against military, you strike where you can. You use their guerrilla warfare can tacitly be classified by some as terrorism, and of course there's always the axiom one man's terrorist is usually another man's freedom fighter, and it gets muddled at times. But that's how I classify tactical terrorism, the idea of if you are engaged in an overreaching battle, you are using terrorist acts as a tactical way to achieve a strategic ends. Then there is strategic terrorism, which is a larger use of terrorism, which is the idea that if you are wishing to have an impact on a political regime outside of your own, or a society outside of your own, and you know that you can't directly impact every single person, you can't directly harm every single person, but you can impact many people, most people, emotionally, you can use terrorism as a means to do that. And what we saw, I believe, on that day was strategic in nature. There was the initial rise, the boop of violence and aggression and atrocity. And then it went back down, and usually that in a battle that's boop, and then there's more boops, et cetera. There's more rising and falling. But the idea of strategic terrorism is to use that initial rise to reverberate throughout the society, throughout the government, like ripples in a pond after you throw a rock in, to reverberate through the society. And I was cruising Reddit this morning on that note, and I saw an Imager, I believe it's Imager, gallery. No editorial comments on Imager. Of course, there were the Reddit comments, but no editorial comments on the Imager site at all. Just a series of photos. And keeping in mind that the idea of strategic terrorism is to, in essence, impart a chilling effect on society. The idea that you want to disincentivize the citizenry from acting on the things that not only they can do, but are entitled to do. They have the right to do. You want to disincentivize that. You want people to say, well, I want to do this, and by our little group handbook that we all agreed to, I should be able to do this, and I should not have to deal with this, but I don't really want to exercise that. I don't want to fight that. I don't want to fight for that. That is a chilling effect. It's usually a legal doctrine, but I'm kind of bastardizing it and applying it to society as a whole and whatever. So sue me. But knowing that, and the idea of the chilling effect in strategic terrorism, and then I looked at this gallery, and I'll link it in the description. You can go ahead and check it out. And I thought, you know what? We've lost. We've lost. We just have. And what I want you to do, if you'll indulge me, is I'm going to leak. I was going to say leak, and then I link, and then whatever. I'll link in the description. It should take you directly to what I want you to read. I'll link it in the description, and I want you to read the words. I want you to just read the words. Don't try to transform it to the modern age. Don't try to do any of that. This is just a strictly theoretical exercise, a mental exercise. I want you to read those words. Just read them, just the one, and read them. And then go look at this gallery. Or better yet, if you can, go to an airport near you. If you're in a bigger city, go to an airport and just watch. The main terminal or the ticket area is still a public area, I think, for now. And so you can go there and hang out for a little bit, maybe. You might get arrested, but don't come to me crying if you get arrested for just milling about in the concourse. Just go and look at the security checkpoints if you can see them. Just go look and watch. After reading those words and not applying anything else, not applying your own editorial thought, not trying to project it onto modern society and conform it to fit our social norms and stuff, just reading those words, go look at this gallery or go to a local airport near you and look at the security checkpoints, or do both. And you tell me who won and who lost on 9/11. You tell me who won and who lost. It's sad. It's saddening. It really is. I don't mean to make light of it. It does trouble me. And the adept observer will note, well, Lefty, the words you link, I'm going to tip my hand here, say unreasonable. Well, what is reasonable? Should we not try to apply that to modern society? And I say, good for you. That is very, very poignant in observation. And my response is yes. We could definitely have a conversation about that as a society. And okay. But my problem then is we never had that discussion. I've been around. I've been here. I never was consulted. Nobody asked me what I thought. I don't remember anybody going to large groups of citizens and saying, hey, is this okay with you? I remember that a government organization with an administration largely made up of appointees, not elected officials, appointees, made this unilateral decision that, well, these words don't apply here anymore. And we're back to square one at that point because there was never a discussion about what is and is not reasonable. So again, I ask you, read the words, look at the images, go see the images for yourself, and you tell me, as sad as it is to say, who won and who lost on that day. Because in my opinion, we, as citizens, bound by the rule of law, with positive liberties, we are the ones who lost. But anyway, guys, that's my time. I gotta get out of here. Thank you for joining. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to drop a like on this video if you did enjoy. I am out.